I used to live in New York, not far from Brooklyn, and that day I was flying out of JFK to San Francisco, SFO. It was a typical evening, a crowded terminal, people clutching cardboard Starbucks cups, endless announcements blaring from the speakers, the smell of fast food, and that polite, slightly forced, "Have a nice day," you hear 10 times an hour. I was standing in the boarding line at the gate. People around me were tired but generally calm, civilized. And then she appeared. The classic, "I'm a mother so everyone owes me" type, but in the American version. Leggings, huge trendy sneakers, an oversized cup of iced coffee, phone glued to her hand. Next to her, a boy of about 5 in a superhero t-shirt was already shrieking like life had been unfair to him since the day he was born. He was racing around the boarding area, crashing into suitcases, stepping on people's feet, nearly knocking over an elderly woman. She barely managed to grab the railing to steady herself. The mother? Zero reaction. She didn't even lift her eyes from her phone. It was like the people around her weren't people at all, just background props. They called boarding by groups. The line formed, everything going as usual. And that's when she decided that rules were clearly not written for her. She strode confidently to the front, literally stepping over the whole line, and without taking the phone from her ear, tossed to the agent at the gate. "We need to board now. My child can't stand in line, it's too hard for him. I'm raising him alone." The tone was the kind that suggests they should put up a statue in her honor simply because she is traveling with a child at all. The gate agent calmly explained that there was a boarding order, that families with children had already been invited, that this was a different group now and she needed to wait. The mother only raised her voice, now loud enough for the whole gate to hear. "Do you want him to have a meltdown right here? Is that what you want?" The boy, as if on cue, dropped to the floor, started screaming, kicking his feet against the tiles. People in the line looked at each other. Some had sympathetic faces, some clearly annoyed. I just stood there and thought, here we go, the show is starting. And of course, the gate agent gave in. They let them board ahead of everyone just to avoid an ugly scene, even though half the people there had been waiting much longer. No one said a word. Everyone was exhausted. Everyone just wanted to get on the plane and get this flight over with. Fine, I thought. It happens. I boarded, found my seat by the window somewhere in the middle of the cabin, 17A. I put my backpack in the overhead bin, settled in, and then I heard right above my ear, "Excuse me, I think you're in our seats." I turned around, and of course, it was her. The same woman. In her hands, boarding passes for 17B and 17C. I showed her mine. "I'm in 17A. The window seat is mine." She rolled her eyes as if I had just personally ruined her child's entire childhood. "Well, you can move, can't you? My son needs to sit by the window, he loves looking out." The boy was already tugging at my sleeve. "I want to sit at the window! Mom, tell her!" I explained, still calmly, that I had chosen this seat on purpose, that it was a long flight, that it mattered to me to sit by the window, and that I wasn't obliged to move, especially since they already had 2 seats together. She paused, gave me a narrowed look, and then, loudly enough for the entire row to hear, said, "So you're seriously refusing a child? It's such a small favor, and you can't do this one thing?" I could literally feel the looks around me. Come on, what's the big deal? It's for a kid. Only there's this one detail. Why is it that the second a child appears, everyone else is automatically expected to surrender their rights? I answered, "Yes, I'm refusing. I also have a right to my seat." She snorted, shoved her carry-on into the overhead bin so hard the whole thing rattled, flopped down into the aisle seat, and planted the boy between us. From that moment, the entire flight turned into a stress test. The kid kept kicking the back of the seat in front of him. The poor passenger ahead kept turning around. The boy crawled onto my knees, jabbed his fingers at the window, spilled juice on the armrest. A couple of times I said quietly, as neutrally as possible, "Hey, could you be a bit more careful, please?" The mother reacted instantly. "Don't talk to my child, talk to me, he's little." Every single time it was the same. "He's just tired. He's just overstimulated. We've had a hard day." But not once, the entire flight, did I hear a simple sorry from her. Not once. "Hey, you can't do that, that's a stranger, don't bother them." Nothing. Just endless excuses. He's a child, therefore anything goes. The flight attendants, trying not to escalate things, brought the boy juice, coloring books, tried to distract him. Everyone around was adjusting, accommodating, smoothing things over. Everyone except the one person who was actually supposed to set boundaries for him, his mother. When we finally landed in San Francisco and walked into the terminal at SFO, I saw the final touch. She was striding far ahead, and the boy was trailing behind, dragging his little backpack, stumbling. He whimpered, asking her to slow down. She didn't even look back, just threw over her shoulder, "Hurry up! Everyone's looking at us!" Yes, people were looking, but not with the admiration she clearly seemed to expect. I stopped by a huge window watching planes taxi toward the runway, and caught myself on a very simple thought. Parenthood is not a medal that says, "The world owes me." It's your personal choice. You decided to have a child. That means the responsibility is yours first. Not the line at the gate, not the random passenger in the window seat, not the flight attendant who sees dozens of special cases like this every shift. Tired people in a boarding line are not obligated to let you cut just because you have a kid. A passenger who booked a window seat in advance is not obligated to give it up because the little one loves to look outside. And no one is obligated to endure rudeness just because of the magic phrase, "I'm a mother." What bothered me most in this whole story wasn't the screaming child, not the juice on the armrest, not even the constant kicking of the seat. It was that certainty, soaked into her tone, her gestures, every movement. The world owes me, everyone, always, because I have a child.